Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Devil May Cry 3 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries, and in this episode, we'll be going through Mission 5.
Of Devils and Swords. Very Don Quixote.
Alright, so we have a new enemy type here, and no, it's not Jester, although I think... No, we don't show off this Jester fight. I think we show off the next two, though. No, we show off the last one, that's right. Hello, Blood Phoenix. Although these are technically just called Blood Hawk. For the record, the attack that Dante does here doesn't actually do anything to those. There's the hidden 5 for this mission, for the record.
Well, isn't that special? To be honest, I'm expecting something a little better than this.
Going in headstrong. I'm going to right this wrong.
So, in order to actually deal with the Bloodhawks, what you need to do is you need to use any of your projectile weapons in order to actually turn them into stone statues first, and then once they have succumbed to stone statue form, then you can actually use your melee attacks in order to take them down. This is one of the major reasons why we actually use Ebony and Ivory for a majority of the playthrough, as Ebony and Ivory handles Bloodhawk specifically much better than almost any of the other projectile weapons in the game. I would argue that Spiral specifically handles Bloodhawks really well, but Spiral cannot actually deal with the larger versions of Bloodhawk all that well. And yes, Bloodhawks have the ability to replicate themselves. Regardless of what their health is at.
Oh shit! So do the replicants have like a reduced?
No,
health?
they do not actually, and that is one of the big annoyances for Bloodhawks specifically. Although when the giant Bloodhawks we do have to show off this fight. Okay.
Stupid camera.
Because we are playing Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition Dante's Awakening, yeah, we get access to a new boss that you would not normally fight in the original version of the game. This is Jester, and
you fight him and you hit him and confetti comes out.
Jester is honestly
is
a relatively it's honestly a really simple fight for the first time you do it, but the subsequent times that you fight Jester, he ends up adding a couple of gimmicks to the fight that end up being not nearly as fun to deal with. But he's got effectively the same gimmick as the Bloodhawks actually have, where for his first phase, you need to actually use your specifically Ebony and Ivory is the preferred method to do this, where until he actually tires out and stops teleporting around. Once he does that, then you can actually start wailing on him with your melee weapons. While he is in the barrier, you do actually do damage with your melee attacks, just significantly reduced damage. And I wanted to get the fight over with, so yeah. And he taunts you as he leaves, like a bastard.
Joke's on him, though. The fight's over and we get to proceed the game. Yay. Come on, he's just trying to put a smile on your face. This game's not that bad.
It's not, actually.
Cheer up.
I honestly think that DMC3 is... I'm not going to say it's the best Devil May Cry game. It's better than 2. I personally find it's better than 4 and 1. But I'm not entirely sure if I am comfortable saying it's better than 5. I have more fun with it than I do with 5.
Oh, God. Devil May Cry 5. Why bring up Devil May Cry 5?
Because it's a really good goddamn video game.
Is it though?
Yes. You're thinking the one that's super controversial is DMC Devil May Cry, which I actually also have a lot of fun with, to be perfectly honest. I know it's heresy to say that DMC Devil May Cry, especially the base release, is any good of a video game, but no, the only problem that DMC Devil May Cry honestly has is the color-coded enemies, and even then, the color-coded enemies are supposed to be there to force you into using alternate weapon styles, which it actually does relatively well. just that the color-coded enemies end up breaking the flow of combat that you want to be doing, as opposed to the combat that's required. We have gotten the Vajura, which is a lightning imbued morning star. It is not a weapon; it is actually a key item. We have to go put it into this. We have to go put it into its designated slot.
Yes, and then on your way to putting the key into the door, you may take damage and make yourself one step closer to using your precious healing items.
Or you can just get some green orbs.
Or just saying, fuck it, I'm going to restart from the checkpoint.
That's one thing that DMC3 doesn't actually have any of, which is a bit aggravating in some of the later levels. We don't have checkpoints in this game. We have start of level, and that's effectively the only checkpoint that we get.
Yeah, but how long is a level? Like 15, 20 minutes?
Depends on the level, honestly. Like, there is a particular level that's the entirety of that has the entirety of the Temenigru map unlocked. Going from the bottom to the top of Temenigru can take upwards of half an hour.
Oh my god, wait a minute. That's why the fucking game took so long to load on game overs, because if the Virgil boss fight that's going to happen later, which of course happens at the top of the tower, they have to load the whole goddamn tower.
That is for that level specifically, only about a third of Temenigru is actually loaded. And we'll be getting to the first Virgil fight relatively soon.
Oh, so, I mean, 1/3 of a really big number is still a pretty considerably big number.
Yeah. I've never.
Oh
I've
yeah,
never
it's
actually had,
the Power Man 5000 thing.
Although I am cutting out a majority of the load times, at least on emulation, I don't actually have all that much of a problem with load times for DMC3, and I don't remember the load times honestly being all that bad in the base PS2 release. Although I never actually played the original Devil May Cry 3. I've always played Special Edition / Dante's Awakening.
Well, I am happy to represent all the gangsters all across the world who fucking got DMC3 bare-chested Dante on the front and center with the classic identifiable red jacket and sword brandished over behind his head, resting on his shoulders, of course, because it is a broadsword. And a great sword, maybe. Yeah, that was a hoot. And I do remember those load times. Yeah, they were sure to piss off a 15-year-old.
Now, for the record, the box art for both Special Edition and the normal release are the same. It leads to a bit of confusion when you're trying to figure out which version of the game you have.
I'm pretty sure we had... This was definitely not a special edition. I would have remembered if it had special edition on the box.
Okay. For the record, a majority of the changes that happened between DMC3 base and special edition only happened once you actually clear the game the first time. Specifically, once you actually beat the game the first time, you get access to playing through the game as Virgil, and that is honestly a really cool thing. It's just not honestly all that interesting as Virgil. I never actually find myself enjoying playing as Virgil for some reason.
Whoa!
Yay! We got the ability to avoid the pit thanks to the Soul of Steel, which is the actual key item for this door. And now that we have used the key item for this door, we can go through this door and enter the Surge of Fortunis. This elevator section actually has a secret mission right there. In case you missed it, there's a secret mission in this room on the demon face wall right there. I'm not showing off any of the secret missions because I don't have all of them mapped out. And on this particular elevator, we have to figure out a way to make sure keep the elevator going up because it has a weight limit on it. This is one of the major steroids that
Evil 4 right before the Salazar boss. I didn't mean to
This is one of the major steroids that New Game Plus gives us access to. Specifically, the Kalina Ann makes this part a joke. There's a secret mission later on that uses this gimmick a bit better, and Kalina Ann will not make your life any easier in that.
That was really short.
Mostly because we didn't actually fail it at all.
That trap was dumb. Let us move on to the top of the tower. Dante's breaking things.
In order to get additional
and
rewards.
we will sing.
The Firestorm Chamber. This is our next big boss.
Cutscene boss. Wait a minute. I think I remember
You
this
should.
guy.
It has an interesting gimmick.
Look, brother, it's been ages, but we finally have company. I see that. We must entertain our guest. You're right. We have to be gracious hosts. What should we do? How do I know? We need to come up with something.
I do enjoy
It's
the
like
minor
the
bits of
three-headed
comedy that we
giant
get
heads.
throughout the story, though. This one always sticks out to me.
Sigh. What is sigh?
All right. We'll kill him first and then have tea and biscuits.
How long are you two gonna keep carrying on like this? In case you didn't get the hint, I'll spell it out. Your guest wants to go through. Got it?
Our job here is to guard this door. That's right.
They were headless swordsmen the entire time.
Because the head is the hilt of the sword. That's funny.
Alright, so this is Agni and Rudra. To be perfectly honest, I am not actually all that good at this fight, but I'm good enough to go through most of it without taking significant damage. The big thing that I end up screwing up a lot in this fight is I don't actually use the placements for Agni and Rudra as a dedicated form of dealing bonus damage to them, which is what you're supposed to be doing in this fight. You're supposed to be baiting Agni and Rudra into attacking each other in order to actually enable their stun states.
They can
Yes,
hit
they
each other?
can. What Rudra was attempting to do right there was go into an uppercut. If Agni is directly behind you when Rudra does that uppercut, Rudra will actually deal some pretty significant damage to Agni doing so. It's actually significantly easier for Agni to hit Rudra than it is for Rudra to hit Agni, because Agni will end up doing a lot more thrust style attacks. And this is...
And I take it Agni's the blue one.
Agni's the
top
red
build?
one because Agni is fire.
Oh,
See, we just did it right there, having Agni hit Rudra.
sweet.
The other big thing that this boss fight is attempting
I
to
saw
teach
that.
you is that we actually do have a parry mechanic. Unfortunately, the parry mechanic in this game is, well, you every single one of your melee weapons has a particular clash attack that it wants to do with other enemy melee weapons. You will notice this specifically with the boss Hell Reaper, as the parry mechanic there ends up happening on accident all the goddamn time. Unfortunately, actually setting up a successful parry on Agni and Rudra is never something I have ever figured out how to do. So, or figured out how to do with consistency rather. So what I end up doing is I end up hammering through their guard in order to open them up when they go for an attack, and then just continuing to hammer them on whilst they're opened up. It's why I don't actually have all that good a time on this fight.
Yeah, you've been attacking them even while they were blocking. But what that does is that it allows you to inflict the damage when they at the moment when they lift the block.
Yep. And here is phase 2 of the fight, and why you should be spreading out your damage between the two relatively evenly. Because now Agni and Rudra go on to one of the two hosts. In my playthroughs is almost always Agni. They link together, and now he is the Firestorm Guardian. But he actually maintains his HP total that he had. The host rather maintains his HP total from where it was when you transitioned into this phase.
Gotcha. So this looks like fucking Streets of Rage 4 final boss type exploitation.
Kind of.
Nice.
Wait. Yes, wait. We have been waiting for a long time.
Yes, a very long time.
For someone
We're so fucking bored.
who can control us.
You look cool.
My name is Agni, and my name is Rudra. You shall take us with you.
We can be a great help to you.
Help to you.
All right, just two things. One, shut up.
But on one condition.
Two,
What is it?
shut up.
No talking.
Fair enough. As you wish.
Now, most of the moves that we get to see often in this segment are not moves that we will ever get to see for the Agni and Rudra weapon. We've been using Agni and Rudra for most of the playthrough, but yeah, Agni and Rudra are fire and wind elemental swords. Their elemental advantages are things that only actually matter in Swordmaster and the Swordmaster style. So no, we won't ever get to see a Firestorm actually trigger for them. Sorry, guys.
Let us go through the door and trigger the end of level cutscene. Rat-a-tat-tat. Tat-tat-a-tat. 10 minutes is an A, huh?
So A rank, right? Yay, A rank.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. And in the
Yeah,
next
we'll
episode, we'll continue our climb up through Temin and Gru. Be safe, everybody.
Yep.
Saving.
With our now not so loquacious swords. Agni and Rudra. Shut the hell up, you two.